Hey everyone, so doing a quick video. I went to the Festival of Essex Archaeology and Heritage, which was at Cressing Temple Barns on the 24th of July. And this was part of the CBA Festival of Archaeology for 2025. I have never been to this event before. I've looked at some of them, but they haven't been not accessible, but I haven't had been able to go on the day. I only actually found out about this one by accident about a week before it was, and unfortunately nearly all the talks at the time were booked. I managed to get into one originally, and then because I'm guessing either someone cancelled or they had more spaces, I managed to get into a second one the night before the little festival, so I managed to go. I've never been to Cressing Temple Barns before. It has been on the list, but I don't know if it's just because everything was covered for all the people coming in for all the other exhibits, but there wasn't really a lot of information about the whole area. Literally, this is like the Templars literally are meant to be like a big thing of it, and there's literally two little plaques here that I could see for it. Apart from that, there wasn't really any information about the whole area, so I did think that, but like I said, a lot of it from it looked like the signs were covered by the exhibits that all the other local archaeology exhibits have brought it in. So it wasn't the nicest day. Unfortunately, it rained quite heavily. I did manage to get into the gardens to have lunch first when I arrived about 12 o'clock, but then I had to stop eating, and the whole time I was there until the fire finished, it was just rain. So it wasn't the best weather, unfortunately. One of the things I will point out, though, a lot of these exhibits, like all the little museums that brought stuff, a lot of it more was geared towards children, which I was expecting because it is during the summer holidays. So a lot of it was more geared towards what would be interested for a child than an adult. So I think if I do go to other ones in the future next year, look more into it. When they do say like family friendly and that, unfortunately a lot of the time it does mean it's geared 90% towards children. And don't get me wrong, I got some free booklets and that on all different archaeology projects that have gone through. Some of these books are quite old. They did have someone selling a lot of the old archaeology books that are released, like on digs and stuff, on what was found and latest research. Although a lot of these, I think the newest one I managed to buy was from 2005, so they are 20 years old, but I think these books are normally like 20 to 30 quid, and I was getting them for 50p or a pound. So yes, they are a bit out of date, but for the price they were still interesting, so I have started to read those. So yeah, it was nice, and I said unfortunately it's just, this is the kind of like exhibit they had. Well, literally as soon as you walk in they have that, and there just wasn't too much information. And I get they're not wanting to overwhelm people, but at the same time you could probably find more information by just looking it up online than actually going. And this was in in Braintree, which was, I think it was like over an hour car ride to get there. So it was a bit out of the way. And don't get me wrong, it was very interesting. And I did spend, like I said, like 5 hours there, including going for 2 talks, and possibly if I know it's happening again, I'd book the talks more far in advance to be able to go to more of them. But yeah, I said the problem. I think the problem is it's just a bit too. Everything was a bit too kiddie for me. I mean, like this, the peasant revolt. You get literally this information, but if you click that QR code, you will probably get 100 times more information. And so yeah, it was one of those of okay, but not absolutely amazing. I don't know if they've ever held one here before, which might be why it was like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think this was the first time it was being held here, so it was a little bit thing. But so I think it is just a case of next time go to event. I think my reluctance was because there was so many screaming kids as well, and so many families. It wasn't very possible to stand and talk to anyone for too long. And don't get me wrong, I now definitely want to go to the Colchester Museum because some of the exhibits they had were absolutely amazing, and I definitely want to go and look at their stuff. But yeah, I think it's just the whole area as well. A lot of people were using it, not even to go to the archaeology exhibit, they were using the gardens and the fields to have picnics with their kids. So obviously when the rain hit, instead of leaving, they just came into the barns. So it was very hard to actually look at stuff. But as I said, it was cool. I've definitely got cards or information for several people. Yeah, this was the gardens. I managed to, like I said, I was sitting down to start eating, it started to rain, which did pull a lot of people in, but it was nice to look at. So yeah, I said it was that, and like I said, I'm definitely going to be going to like the Colchester Museum now, and a couple of other museums in Essex I've now been interested in. But so that's that. I will see you on later then.